And I'll just give my first five. You can give your first five, give your reasoning, and then we'll do it 6 through 10. So 1 through 5, there's no other quarterback that I would take to be on my team that would get me a dub at the end of a game because they're just so good in the clutch, and that's Patrick Mahomes. Not Josh Allen, not Lamar Jackson, not Joe Burrow, not any of these guys. I would take Mahomes over all of them because it really with these rankings is what do you value most in a QB, and what I value is the ability to win. I think we talk about we had a lengthy discussion in the NBA about ring culture and like what do you value more? Do you value the championships or do you value the stats? I think in football it's definitely winning, and so I've got Mahomes at number 1, Josh Allen 2, Lamar Jackson 3, Burrow 4, and Jalen Hurts 5. So definitely Allen at number 2 because he's all around just very gifted. He's big, strong, can throw it deep, can take off and run, and you're not scared that he's going to get hurt because he's just this humongous person. Very successful as well. He's just never gotten past Mahomes, but he's been able to beat many other guys on this list, especially in the playoffs. Lamar, we just know he's this freak of nature, amazing talent who takes off and run whenever he needs to, and honestly does more, just as much, if not more, damage with his legs than he does with his arm. And then Burrow, to me, I love Joe Burrow. He's on my Cincinnati Bengals, but he is the best pure passing quarterback I think on this list. He's not able to run like the three above him can, and also the fact that he just hasn't been to the playoffs in the past 2 years. I can't put him above these other three guys. And then Jalen Hurts at number 5. I think it's just pretty clear to me that he should be slotted at the 5 spot, even though he's not on the tier of those other 4 guys. He coming off a Super Bowl victory and being able to lead a team, stacked or not. Should be number 5 on this list with his versatility, being able to run the football, but also, I mean, what other quarterback has been successful with the tush push? They haven't been. Jalen Hurts is the guy that's been able to do that, and the fact that when the 2 Super Bowls he's been in, he's just played amazingly, and like he's been the top performer in both of those Super Bowls, even the one he lost. So definitely have that'll be my 1 through 5 list. What do you got?
Yeah, I have the exact same 1 through 5 list.
Oh my gosh.
Mahomes. I mean, Mahomes is very comparable to the late. I wouldn't say Tampa Brady, but like the late stage New England Brady, where you look at these other guys winning MVPs and stuff with all the stats, but when it just comes down to wins, who do you trust in the clutch? Voodoo magic or not, somehow every time they find a way to win, they both have this. They both have that trait. And yeah, you just want Mahomes. What I'm hoping for is that they open the playbook a little more. They've been kind of boring here the last couple of years. You kind of missed the fun Mahomes. That was fun to watch. I think that's kind of what that's. I mean, obviously, there's all kinds of factors that's led to a lot of Chiefs nationwide hate. But I think that's one of the more underrated factors that I don't know if people talk about is that they've kind of lost the fun aspect of them. That's one of the main reasons New England was so hated too. There was nothing fun about them. They just won. Early Mahomes, yeah, they were fun to watch and they won. So you kind of hope they get back to that. But yeah, I'm a little more. I have Allen 2, Jackson 3, but anyone can easily convince me to go the other way around here.
Right.
Lamar should be a 3-time MVP or back-to-back MVP.
Yeah.
I think he should have won it over Josh Allen last year. They're both very, very similar. Josh Allen's just been better in the playoffs. That's why I have him a hair above Lamar. But you could argue Lamar's definitely been better in the regular season. So, yeah, you can convince me. And if you're looking at MVPs, yeah, you'd go Lamar over Josh Allen. But so yeah, you could easily convince me. But
Lamar just doesn't show up in the playoffs. That's all.
He's gotten better. Last year he was better. I mean, they would have gone to overtime if Mark Andrews would have held on the ball. So, but yeah, but Josh Allen's been much better in the playoffs. I know he hasn't beaten Kansas City, but he still looks pretty dang good in those games against the Chiefs. And then, yeah, Burrow 4. He's the only one who's cracked the code of getting to the Super Bowl outside of Kansas City. So, I mean, that's one of the main reasons he's this high because, I mean, let's be honest, he's put up the numbers recently, but his teams haven't been – hasn't led to much winning. I mean, yeah, defense has a big play in that, but still the great ones find a way to get them there. But yeah, I mean, he's clearly number 4 because he's made it to 2 AFC championship games, made it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
he's not super clutch, I don't think, but especially when compared to a couple of these other guys. But
Right.
um, I mean, the talent's still there, and when it comes to production, he's one of the best. And then yeah, Jalen Hurts, I've expressed a lot that I think he's very disrespected. People, I see rankings of him like 13th or 15th on quarterback rankings. I'm like, what the hell are you talking
Right.
about? You expect Dak to make it to the Super Bowl and perform as well as Jalen Hurts? Yeah, and his team is stacked. Well, yeah, I mean, what team that won a Super Bowl isn't stacked? I mean, seriously, I mean that's such a stupid argument.
Right.
Yes, he doesn't put up the numbers like the guys ahead of him, or maybe even some of the guys behind him. But I mean, he's found ways to win. He's built a move that people hate, but it's been so effective that they've tried to ban it. The tush push. No one's been able to figure it out other than him. So I mean, that puts him up there high on the list, in my opinion. Like you said, the 2 Super Bowls, he performed great in them. If they truly gave him most valuable player, like they gave it to the best player on the field in both Super Bowls, it would have
Yeah.
been him, despite them losing. But yeah, I think I'm tired of the disrespect to his name. I think he's much better than all the haters say he is. I'm not even an Eagles fan, bro. I really don't like the Eagles, but I think he's a really good quarterback who doesn't get enough appreciation. Yeah, do you want to do 6 through 10, or do you just want to alternate going down?
Go ahead and do your 6 through 10.
Okay. Okay, so the top four are pretty close to each other. Then there's a drop off, and then it's Jalen Hurts, and then I feel like there's another drop off, and then I think all these guys are kind of in the same realm. So
Agreed.
number 6, and this is tough. I'd list every quarterback out and start crossing them off, and then try to find a way to arrange them. But
Yeah, me too.
I number 6, and this is going by product. This has nothing to do with what's going to happen this year or what's happening right now. Matthew Stafford, I still have at 6. Like, yes, he might look terrible. He might look hurt week 1. But if we're talking about how he finished last year, how he's looked with the Rams, Super Bowl champion, uh, can still sling it real well, still leads one of the best offenses in the league. I think it puts him ahead of all these other quarterbacks because he's still super productive even at this age, and he's had playoff success and a Super Bowl ring to his name. 7, I have Baker Mayfield, closest quarterback we have to Brett Favre nowadays, in my opinion. Just a gunslinger, can
Yes.
get a lot of stats, throws a lot of picks, but he makes up with it because he throws a lot of touchdowns too. And it's really not talked about enough how the transition from Brady to Mayfield, like obviously Brady won a Super Bowl that first year, but after that year, the transition from Brady to Mayfield, they've played exactly the same this whole time. Actually, the worst year was one of Brady's years. Like, I mean, they've made the playoffs both times with Mayfield, and he deserves to get credit for that. So I have him at number 7. Number 8 is If Man Justin Herbert, the greatest hypothetical quarterback of all time. I mean, we've talked about it before. Very talented. You see it. It's just his presence on the field. You can just see how talented, how big he
Yeah.
is, how deep he can throw it. Horrible playoff track record. Blew a super huge lead to the Jaguars in his first playoff appearance, and then put up an absolute stinker against the Texans last year. But this ranking is purely based off talent with what we've seen production wise. Hold some records too for first few seasons yards wise and stuff. I'm not sure the exact ones, but so yeah, he's still in the top 10 for me despite the lack of playoff success. Um, Number 9, I'm going with Jared Goff. Kind of had a great start to his career with McVay, and then kind of fell off a little bit, and then got off to a super slow start with the Lions. But now he's playing back to his number 1 pick potential that he had almost 10 years ago now. But yeah, I mean, he's helped reignite this Lions offense these last few years, helped make them contenders in the NFC, and I think he deserves credit for that. He puts up pretty good stats too. And then last, number 10, this is Jayden Daniels. Talent-wise, you could put him I feel like you could put him where Stafford was at 6, but I'm just going to go by – this is what I said a few minutes ago. He played 1 rookie year. I'm going to wait to see what happens year 2. That now all these teams have tape on him. How's he going to adjust to that? We saw Stroud didn't play as well because if we're doing this rankings last year, I'm sure we'd have Stroud in our top 10.
Right, right.
But now it's hard to put him there. So yeah, that's why I'm not having him any higher than 10th. I think he deserves to be in the top 10 after leading the Commanders, which have been a horrible franchise in the last 20 years, to the NFC title game as a rookie. But yeah, we got to see what he does after that. Then I'm going to say my honorable mentions real quick were C.J. Stroud and Dak Prescott. I had them almost in the same tier as these guys for different reasons, but ultimately they are 11 and 12 for me.
Yeah, same guys in 6 through 10, just a little bit of a different order. I do have Baker at 6. I think he's one of the most talented QBs in the league, and he's been kind of stuck in the NFC South, the past couple of years, and Browns before that, Panthers before that. Like it's just he hasn't really been on great teams. He's been on good teams, and he's definitely been able to be like a bit of a kingmaker, turning these offensive coordinators into head coaches with Dave Canales and Liam Cohen. And so I really like his ability and the fact that in terms of touchdown passes, he's second behind Joe Burrow the past 2 seasons. He's almost played at that almost like an MVP level. He just doesn't get put up with the guys like Mahomes and Allen and Lamar and Burrow and guys like that. 7, I do have Stafford. I put him behind Baker because of age. I just think at this point in time, I would pick Baker over Stafford. If it was 3 or 4 years ago, I would have said Stafford easily. With Goff, I have him at 8. I think he's just done. You mentioned it. He's reignited a dormant franchise, and he's done a lot of that right there at the QB position and putting up crazy stats. We'll see what happens without Ben Johnson as offensive coordinator, but at this moment in time, I would have him at 8 based off his performances these past couple of years. And then I debated between 9 and 10, Herbert and Daniels. I really wanted to put Daniels at 9 because of what he just did in the playoffs and what we know that Herbert has done in the playoffs. But I stayed true to what I was feeling with this, and I kept Herbert at 9 just because I know I have more tape on him. I have more, at least regular season wise, to know that he is uber talented. He definitely elevates a team that, their best receiver is Lad McConkey. Like that guy's more of a slot guy anyway. Like you're able to elevate a team, get them to double-digit wins and to the playoffs. That's pretty impressive. And then once you get to the playoffs, yeah, you gotta show up. But at that point, you're playing really tough teams. And then, yeah, I had Daniels at number 10. I've almost left him off the list just because I wanted to see another year, but I couldn't leave anybody. Honorable mentions are guys like Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Bo Nix, and definitely CJ Stroud. That was kind of the group I was looking at, and I couldn't not put Daniels based on being able to carry a franchise that had been awful for so many years to the NFC Championship. So yeah, that's my top 10. That's our top 10. And put in the comment section if you guys disagree or agree with us. I'm sure we'll get some good comments on that. Especially people who have a favorite team and their guy missed the cut.